So I get people all the time that are coming to visit from out of town and they want to check out the surrounding area, and they always ask me where they should stay. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a short-term rental that you can rent by the night or the weekend while you're exploring the Bluffton, Hilton Head, Lowcountry, Beaufort Market, and this is right in Old Town. This is at 222 Goatee Road, and they call this the Salty Lime. This is owned by some of my good friends, so I'm going to take you through and give you a tour in case you're looking for the perfect place to stay while visiting the South Carolina Lowcountry. All right, so 222 Goatee Road is right behind the promenade, right in Old Town, and they like to call this the Salty Lime. And you can see why. It's green, but it has that southern charm and that southern appeal. You've got the huge porch on the second floor. You've got a huge porch here on the front. And of course, you have to have some rocking chairs out here to get the southern vibe going for your morning coffee. And then you've got another seat here. But let's go inside and let's take a look around. All right, so as we come in, you'll see the staircase on your right. You've got a bedroom over here, which we'll take a look at in just a minute. And I love how they stuck with the lime theme in here. So everything is kind of that lime green, definitely has that fun vibe. But this downstairs area is kind of the heart of the home. This is probably where everybody's going to gather if you come here with your friends or your family, and you can put maybe the golf game on TV, or maybe it's just you and your significant other visiting Sun City or Palmetto Bluff or some of these other neighborhoods that you're exploring. But if you came with a bigger group, there's plenty of room for people here because there are 4 bedrooms here. You have another side entrance door right here, which leads out to that porch that I showed you. And right here is the powder room and the washer and dryer. So if you do come for an extended period of time, you do have that washer and dryer available. And then you've got this beautiful eat-in kitchen area, again with the really fun lime green. And I think they did a really great job decorating and curating this. Pretty cool piece of furniture here. And then you have access to the garage here. And one thing I love about this is actually a 2-car garage, which in a lot of Airbnb units you don't typically see. So plenty of room to park your cars if you don't want to leave them out in the road. And of course, they give you a barbecue grill, so if you want to grill out a little bit while you're visiting here. And then you've got this really beautiful kitchen here, and you've got the bar stools, so if everybody wants to hang out at the bar while somebody's cooking, it's really designed for entertaining, in my opinion. Of course, since it is a short-term rental, they do supply the coffee here. So you've got some coffee pods, you've got the Keurig, everything you need. You've got your glasses and your cups. And let's go check out that bedroom on the first floor. So this is the primary bedroom. It is on the first floor. So if you're coming to visit the South Carolina Lowcountry and it's only you and your significant other, this is probably where you're going to hang out. If you come with a bigger group, they'll probably want to stay upstairs. But of course, you have this huge king-size bed. Again, we're sticking with the lime green motif. And you've got your television. So if you want to lay in bed and watch YouTube, you have that opportunity. And then you have a really nice primary bathroom here. You've got the double vanity sinks, and then you have a tiled shower all the way from floor to ceiling, which I think is very luxurious. And then of course, you've got the toilet over here. And then you've got a really nice size walk-in closet. I mean, for a short-term rental, a lot of times you see those with just small closets, but this one is actually very generous sized. So now let's go ahead and take a walk upstairs so I can show you the guest quarters. All right, so as we come up on the second floor, you'll notice that you have this huge loft space, and this is the ultimate for entertaining, in my opinion. So they have it set up with a pool table. Of course, you've got some chairs that everybody can hang out while, everybody's playing billiards. You've got your big screen TV there. Of course, we've got some Lowcountry lifestyles going on the TV, because I'm sure a lot of the people coming to visit this area have probably watched Lowcountry lifestyles and want to go out and look at real estate. And then you have a card playing table here. So if you want to play a little poker at night or just hang out and have some beverages, you have that opportunity. And then you also have access to these really cool balcony areas. And when we go out here, you can actually see this absolutely beautiful view. And this balcony runs all the way around the side and the front of the house. And of course, you have to have some more rocking chairs because you are in the South Carolina Lowcountry and everybody likes to sit in a rocking chair. Again, if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I am going to take you around and show you just a few places that you can actually walk to if you book this short-term rental. All right, so as we come back inside here, let's go take a look at a few of the bedroom guest accommodations. So we'll go in this one first. And plenty big, as you can see. Now, I'm not an expert on bed sizes, but to me, that looks like a queen. And then you've got a nice walk-in closet here. Of course, you've got your stand there that you can put your suitcase on. And then we've got access to a Jack and Jill bathroom with this nice pocket door, which kind of keeps that door out of the way. And you've got a shower tub combo here. And of course, the toilet. And then a double vanity sink. And I know I call this a Jack and Jill bathroom. It's actually not, because it's not connecting to another bedroom. It connects out here to the main entertainment area. But we'll head in this bedroom next. This is right next to the stairway. And of course, you've got your own television. I like the detail on the ceiling as well. I saw this in all the rooms. It just kind of gives it a nice luxurious feel. I love the flooring color. I think this is probably the hottest flooring color going right now. Again, this is definitely a king size bed. And I think I'm going to go ahead and test it out and see if it's comfortable, because I can't recommend a short-term rental unless I actually try it out myself and make sure it's comfortable. So let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that is actually pretty darn comfortable. And if you guys could give me about 5 minutes, I'm going to take a quick nap and come right back to you. Okay, I didn't really take a nap, but I was just goofing around. Let's spin this back around and we'll take you in the bathroom. So you've got the dual vanity sink here. You have another shower, fully tiled all the way from floor to ceiling. And this one actually has a private water closet, which is always nice to have a little privacy for that. And then you have a nice big walk-in closet here. And now let's go take a look at that last bedroom across the hallway. All right, this last bedroom is kind of the kids slash grandkids room, and I love how they have it decorated. They have the bunk beds, a little bit bigger bed on the bottom, a little bit smaller bed on the top. And of course, since it's a kids room, we have to have a television so that they can sit and watch YouTube or maybe play their video games. But I don't know, what YouTube channels do your kids like to watch? Maybe comment down below and tell me. My kids are huge YouTube fans and they have all their favorite shows. My 13-year-old likes the 336 Mafia, which is like a four-wheeler ATV channel. I forget what my 16-year-old likes, but anyway, I'm just curious. What do your kids like to watch on YouTube? Anyway, that is the tour of the house. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, if you hang in for just a little while longer, I'm gonna show you around the Old Town area and all the really cool things that you can actually walk to if you book this short-term rental. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about everything. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can even book a Zoom call, all in the description below. Now, let's keep on moving through, showing you all the cool things that you can walk to from that amazing short-term rental that I showed you earlier. All right, the first place I want to show you that you can walk to from that short-term rental is my office, because if you're watching this channel and you're thinking about coming down to look at real estate, you can literally stay in that house and walk about 30 seconds over to my office. But let me just give you a quick tour so you'll know if you come visit, you're in the right place. Of course, we've got the rocking chairs out here because this is the South Carolina Lowcountry and everybody likes rocking chairs. And you'll come inside and this is where we're actually going to meet and hang out. And we'll sit down in these couches and these chairs. And this was all designed by Ethan Allen. If you've ever seen any of my videos I've done with Ethan Allen, this just gives us a nice, comfortable place to discuss your real estate needs, figure out exactly what you're looking for. And then we can head to the back if we need to. And we have a conference room set up back here with a big screen TV so we can pull up, you know, different properties, and if we need to work through a contract or anything, we have all this available. So anyway, just wanted to give that a quick little plug, but let's keep going and I'll show you some of the other cool areas that you can walk to from that short-term rental. All right, so directly across the street from my office is the Sip and Cow restaurant. And this is my go-to spot for breakfast. If I'm in a hurry, it's right across from my office. They have some really awesome breakfast burritos and also a really good salad. The salad is fairly inexpensive and it's so loaded up that sometimes I can't even finish it. So if I want a healthy salad, but I'm hungry and I want to really fill it up, Sip and Cow is really a cool spot to come to. All right, so directly across the street from my office is this store called Monkey's, and this is a woman-owned business and some of the best women's clothes here in the Promenade area. Really cool. If you check out some of my videos, I've actually filmed in there, but Monkey's is a really cool store. All right, and then right next to Monkey's is Cassandra's Kitchen. So if you're a foodie or a chef, you definitely have to go in and check that out. There is a coffee maker in there that's like $2,500 that I'm dying to get, but my wife has told me she's gonna kill me if I bring it home. So I don't know, we'll see, maybe I'll get it. Then next door to Cassandra's Kitchen is this restaurant called Crudo, and I ate here the other day and it was insane. It was so good. But they have oysters as one of their specialties, sushi is one of their specialties, but they always have all kinds of crazy stuff on the menu. So go in, check out Crudo's, and then comment down below and tell me your thoughts. All right, and then directly across the street is the Bluffton Room. And this is probably my favorite fine dining restaurant in all of Bluffton, but it is a little hard to get a table here, so you definitely want to call in advance. There are times where you can just wait outside, and sometimes there's a line waiting outside and you can sit at the bar, and their food is absolutely amazing. So for a date spot with me and my wife, this is probably my favorite date spot, but again, make sure you call and get reservations. All right, now back behind me, I'll just talk about all these restaurants kind of all at the same time. The first one right here is Captain Woody's, and again, if you watch my videos, you know I eat there all the time. All kinds of things on the menu, very reasonably priced. Right next to that is Local Pie, which is a great pizza restaurant. And then directly next to that is the slider bar. So if you like the little slider burgers, they have some incredible little slider burgers. And then just down from that is the Bluffton barbecue restaurant. So if you want to try some of that southern barbecue, maybe some pulled pork or something like that, that's a really great spot to check out. And they're all literally 1, 2, 3, 4 next to each other. All right, now if you're in the mood for a little shopping while you're visiting here, you've got a couple of these little boutique stores right next to each other. So Letters Gifts, but note it is not spelled letters like you would think. It's spelled Lettrs. And that's actually where I buy all my closing gifts. So if you do end up purchasing a property from me, you're going to get a gift basket from Letters. Sean is the owner. She's an incredible woman and I love working with her. But right next to that, you have one called the Haven Boutique, which has some really cool stuff in there. And there's all kinds of these little shops and restaurants around here. All right, and then right behind me here is Garden Gate Nursery, and they have all kinds of little home decorating stuff in there. But they also have this outdoor area with all these plants, as you can see. So if you're thinking about moving here and you're thinking about how you want to decorate your outdoor patio area, you've got this to look at. And then directly across the street, you've got Old Town Golf Cars, which I actually did an entire video with them. So if you want to go back and watch that, but if you're going to live in the South Carolina Lowcountry, you're probably going to want a golf cart. And then directly across the street over there, that is Nectar. And that's a really great farm to table restaurant. They source all of their ingredients from local farms. That's also where I had my client appreciation event, and we may have it there again this year. We had a band, we had about 70 to 100 people there. Let me spin this around, and then directly over here across the street, I'm not gonna get too close, but that is Peaceful Henry's Cigar Shop. So any of you gentlemen that are coming and thinking of maybe staying in this short-term rental and doing a little golfing while you're here, and then you want to go grab a cigar afterwards, you've got Peaceful Henry Cigars right there. All right, and then right here behind me is Calhoun Street Tavern. The locals just call it Calhoun's. It's one of the few places here in Old Town that has a little bit of a nightlife and bar scene. A lot of people do kind of turn in sort of early in Bluffton, but this place does stay open a little bit later, and this is kind of a place if you want to get a cocktail or a couple of drinks later in the evening. A lot of times they'll have live bands out here on their outdoor patio, which I'll show you right here. And they also have really good food. So Calhoun's, another place that you can walk to. All right, this is one of my favorite spots. This is Wine Time Bluffton. And so if vino is your thing, they have all kinds of incredible wines that change all the time. And they have charcuterie boards, they have appetizers, they have food. Really a cool place to just kind of come and hang out inside or even out here on the sidewalk with your friends and have a glass of wine and some appetizers. So again, just a really cool place that you can walk to right from that house. All right, ladies, so if you're here to shop, you also have Kelly Karen Curated. It looks like they've got some samples out here on the sidewalk, as you can see. So if you're here and you want to do a little shopping, another really cool little spot to check out. All right, and then right behind me here is the Corner Perk. And this is the bustling coffee shop in Old Town, and some of the most friendly staff you'll ever meet. They've got all kinds of crazy coffee in there, and it is really a hub of activity. A lot of people like to hang out in there, bring their computers in there, work in there. It's a social gathering place, and it is always jam-packed in there, but they're pretty fast, so don't worry about that. So if you're going to need your morning coffee before we go out and look at real estate, you can walk down to the Corner Perk and grab any kind of coffee you can imagine. And directly next door to the Corner Perk is the Farm Restaurant, which is that one right down there with the arches that you see. Another really good fine dining restaurant. So definitely check that out as well. All right, so as we walk down towards the river, we cross over May River Road and we enter into the actual historic district. These are houses that have been around for a long time, and most of them have been converted into things like this right here, which is the Soba Gallery, which is the Society of Bluffton Artists. And there's all kinds of these little art galleries down here and shops and boutiques. This one right here is called the Pluff Mud Gallery. And as you can see, these are just little historic houses, quaint little houses that existed when this was just a little fishing village on the May River. And they've converted them all into these really cute little art galleries. And there's a lot of artists that work out of these areas. Directly across the street, let me flip this around, you can see Spartina has a building over here, Spartina 449, and they actually sell purses, women's clothing. I think that they were originally founded on Defusky Island, but definitely some real South Carolina inspired women's apparel and clothing. And this is also, this little area right in here is where a lot of the festivals take place. So we have festivals all the time in Bluffton. We have arts festivals, we have seafood festivals. I feel like every month there's a festival going on, and they block the streets off, and there's always lots of vendor, and thousands upon thousands of people come out for all of these really cool festivals that we have. And I'll point this one out too. This is the Charleston Shoe Company. So if you want to do some shoe shopping, it's mostly ladies' shoes, but they do have a small section of guys. And just so you can see, I am actually wearing a pair of shoes that I bought from the Charleston Shoe Company because I like to support local business, but they have some really cool shoes in there. So if you're a shoe lover, go check out the Charleston Shoe Company. And then right behind me here is the Cottage Restaurant. Well, another one of probably my favorite breakfast places. They're open for breakfast and lunch. It's in this quaint little house. And again, if you blink, you might miss it, but they've got some great seating out here on the sidewalk. Inside, it's really charming and historic looking. So definitely check out the Cottage if you're staying here in Old Town. All right, so this other restaurant is one of my favorites, but it's a little hidden hideaway. You have to know it's back here, and you have to go through this little alleyway, which is kind of adds to the appeal of it. But this is called Agave, and this is another really cool hangout spot in the evenings. You can see they've got tons of outdoor seating over here, and they almost always have a live band going on that stage right there. They've got a bar inside. They do have limited seating inside for, for lunch and dinner. Mostly kind of a bar scene, I'd say. A lot of people come out here, bring their dogs. In the evening, you'll see that parking lot is like jammed full of golf carts, and everybody's got their dogs out here at the outdoor seating area and having a beer and listening to music. So again, it's a little bit hidden, but if you go down that little secret pathway, you will find Agave. All right, and also another one of my favorite restaurants down here in Old Town is the Pearl Kitchen and Bar, a little bit more on the fine dining side. Again, I went here for a date night a few weeks ago with my wife, and it was absolutely incredible. And again, within walking distance from that short-term rental. All right, so now I'm at Martin Family Park, and if you look back behind me, you'll see this big green space and this sort of empty street back here, and it doesn't look like much now, but this is actually where they have the Bluffton Farmers Market every Thursday. And you can imagine this place jam-packed with food vendors and all kind of vendors selling all kinds of things, and everybody and anybody comes out for the Bluffton Farmers Market every week, and it is jam-packed, and there are some incredible finds out there. So something else to do while you're visiting Bluffton. And then directly across the street, you've got this really nice playground with swings and slides and plenty of shade. So if you're coming to visit and look at real estate and bringing the kiddos with, this is a playground that you can definitely stop into. All right, we are getting close to the end here. I have a few more places to show you, and then we'll wrap it up. Right behind me here is a place called Fiddle and Shine. It says House Market. But the cool thing about Fiddle and Shine is everything in their store is based around plants, and all the gifts and everything have plants in them. You go in there, you feel like you're in a botanic garden. It's super cool. And then right next door is J. Parker Limited. Hopefully you can see that sign. But J. Parker is kind of, I'd say, like resort wear clothes. They have a lot of the golf brands, a lot of the beach styled brands, kind of more on the luxury side. It is a little bit expensive, but again, if you're here looking at real estate and you're looking at Palmetto Bluff, or you're looking at Berkeley or Belfair or Colleton, that is definitely a store that you're going to want to check out, because they have some incredible like golf clothes and things like that. And I bought a few things there. It is really pretty cool. And they have men's and women's. And then the last place I want to show you over here is this restaurant right behind me. It's called Okan. I hope I'm saying it right, but it's O-K-A-N. And it's only been open for a little while. I haven't gone there yet, but I'm actually going to make a video soon and preview it with my son. But it is an African styled or African themed restaurant. I guess all the menu and everything is based on African recipes. So here's the sign. Let me spin this around so you guys can see. Okan. Comment down below if you think I'm saying that incorrectly. I think it'll be really cool. And then if you have a little one like me, I've got a 3-year-old, and if you're coming with littles, directly across the street from that, you have what they call the Moonlit Lullaby, and they have all kinds of super cute clothes for, you know, the littles. So definitely come check that out also. Okay, and this building directly here is called May River Excursions. So if you want to book any fishing charters or you want to get out on the water while you're here, you can walk down here and just walk on in, and they'll book a trip for you to go out on the river with a captain. And as you walk around in this historic district, you'll also walk around some of these incredible Southern historic homes that are just oozing with Southern charm and architecture. You can see the double porches over here. You can see these majestic oak trees back behind me that are just draped in Spanish moss. So it really is a nice architectural walk as well. I'll also show you these brick walls. I love these brick walls. It reminds me of like Savannah or Charleston. But again, this is all just literally a 5-minute walk from that short-term rental that I showed you. All right, now I'm on our last stop on the walking tour from the Salty Lime short-term rental house. And directly behind me here is the Church of the Cross. Again, this is the oldest and the most photographed building in all of Bluffton, and it's overlooking the May River, which I'm going to take a walk over here so you can get a feel. I did save the best for last, and directly across the street is the Wright Family Park. So they just updated this park fairly recently, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think they've done a great job out here. It's overlooking the May River. They have some beautiful swings hanging from the trees. So if you are looking for somewhere to just kind of come and chill and look out at the water, this is an amazing park. There's also a little tourist building over here that you can stop in and get some information. But let's walk down and let's go look at the crown jewel of Bluffton, South Carolina. This is what it's all about. This is what everybody comes to Bluffton for. Drum roll, please. This is the May River, and this flows out to Hilton Head and Defusky Island and Palmetto Bluff. And this is what has attracted people to Bluffton for all these years. This is a saltwater river. You're gonna see dolphins swimming out here. You can catch any kind of saltwater species fish. And sometimes you'll see people jumping off this and swimming out in the river. Of course, cool place for kids to come. As you can see, we got some kids down here fishing, but this is it right here. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed touring the Salty Lime short-term rental house. Again, I don't have any stake in that. I don't care where you stay, but I have people all the time that come visit, and they're looking at Sun City or Berkeley or Belfair or Colleton or all these neighborhoods, and they're always asking me where to stay. And some of them have their own explore programs where you can stay in a Sun City house and kind of explore that community, or you could stay in Berkeley Hall and explore that community. But if you're looking at multiple neighborhoods and wanting to kind of take in the whole region, I think it makes more sense to stay in a rental house so you can get out and you can see all the different neighborhoods. And that particular short-term rental house that I showed you earlier, the Salty Lime, it's located right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton, directly behind my office. So it is super convenient. And it is owned by friends of mine, so I'm just full disclosure. I told them I would make a video about their Airbnb as a favor and to help generate some business for them. But I really enjoyed touring the house, and I hope you enjoyed touring it. As always, if I can help you find your own low country lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call. All of it's in the description down below. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest happening here, be sure and like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you'll know every time I put out a new video like this one. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you today. I hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I will at least see you hopefully on the next video.